how do you feel about the emergence of Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee?
I think that I'm glad that it happened just because it felt kind of like destined to fail under Biden. Um, he wasn't really the best candidate, you know, senile, whatever else. No one had any faith in him. Um, I'm a little worried because, and I'm I'm not gonna say I'm neutral on it because I understand why people say the things they do, and I'm still gonna vote for her, even though like I disagree with a lot of like her stances on like Palestine and stuff. Um, but like it's concerning like what her and the Biden administration are doing over there right now. And it just reminds me that we definitely still live in a, I don't want to say imperialistic, but we definitely live in like a very controlling nation that has its fingers all over the world in many nefarious ways.
So, what specific policies are a real turnoff in accordance with the Middle East and Palestine for you?
We keep sending money to Israel. It's really sad. We know that they're the oppressors. We know that, you know, they are like killing, willingly killing like however many hundreds to thousands of Palestinians daily. And yet we're also like, it was really interesting because Joe Biden, he was like, I condemn what's going on in Israel, but then he sent like $1 million to them or something, or a billion. I don't know. It was a huge number, and it's just really sad because it shows me that a lot of it is just for show, and a lot of it is just like politicians being politicians. You're never gonna get like the perfect candidate. Um, but at the same time, it's like, why can't we get the perfect candidate? I feel like
Yeah.
the two-party system, I mean, and I'm going deep into it now. The two-party system is outdated. It's not really functional. I think we've seen how like it just divides people, and it just creates a lot of like division and political angst because it pits one side against the other versus like, I mean, if you look at countries where they have like a large group of political parties, yeah, there's a lot of like bureaucracy involved, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But I mean, they certainly don't have the issues that we do. Um, and I feel like it's interesting because this is an issue that really kind of happened after the 2016 election, um, where it kind of became like a tribalistic thing. Before you could have liberal Republicans and conservative Democrats, and it was just like a thing. But now it's like we're just at war with each other. It's really weird.
Have you gone back after this most recent 2024 debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden? Have you watched the 2012 debate with Obama and Mitt Romney?
Yeah, I saw like at the beginning where they're like shaking each other's hands and being all cordial and stuff.
Absolutely wild how much things have changed.
And it's so funny to me because it's like in the 2024 debate, like it just felt so fake. It feels everyone is losing faith in the government and the systems that we have. Like something needs to change because like, I mean, even if you saw like in the like actual debate, like they're just like, oh, you don't golf as good as me. What the fuck were they talking about? Like, I think I'm at least. I mean, Kamala Harris isn't like the youngest person ever, but I would definitely appreciate her over like an 80-year-old guy that has literally been in politics since my parents were my age.
What do you think Kamala will change policy wise as opposed to what Biden was doing, if anything?
I don't know that she will. I'm worried that it's going to be very much because the Democratic Party, a lot of people think, especially conservatives, tend to frame it as like they're so leftist and whatever else. But liberals are just kind of left of the right. It's not necessarily that they're leftist, it's just that um, they're like most political parties, well, not most, like the system, they're part of the system. They're They help control the system. So they're interested in maintaining the status quo. And they talk big talk about like, fighting conservatives or whatever else, but that's pretty much all they do. It's not they don't actually plan for any like social growth or change. So honestly, I don't mean to like radicalize anyone or anything. I don't think we should like go gung ho and blow up the whole government because I like having rights. I like not living in an anarchist state, but I definitely think that something needs to change. Whether that's a third party gets bigger, whatever else, or just anything, because I'm really sick of it.
So you talked about foreign policy and really your dissatisfaction with the current state of government as it is. Are those the two issues that matter most to you as a college student?
No, if anything, I'm focused a lot on like just equity for a lot of the minorities in America. Don't get me wrong, I'm very passionate about being pro-Palestine, but there's only so much that I can like advocate for without going through burnout. And so I really am focusing on like the people that are most at risk in America of being endangered if someone like your Trump was elected. And also just because it's like those are the people that mean the most to me in the world. My neighborhood, my family, my friends, those are the people that matter. And so I really want to make sure that if Kamala is like elected, she won't, or that she'll like keep us safe, and if a Trump was elected, hopefully we won't get stamped out.
With Kamala Harris, what do you think is her biggest weakness going into this election?
Perception, for sure. It's already tough being a woman in politics, and I feel bad for her on that end. But a lot of people were under the impression that she was very like pro. What's the word? What's the word for like jailing and stuff? She's like, I don't know, but she's
incarceration.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Very pro incarceration, very pro whatever, and that's not the best. But and then of course the Palestine thing, like supporting Israel and all that, isn't the best either. But
what type of policy change would you like to see with the Israel-Palestine issue?
We don't have to get directly involved if we don't have to, but at the very least, like, let's stop helping the bad guys. I know that's like a very biased way of looking at it. But I mean, like I said, there's one oppressor in this, and it's pretty clear who it is. And I don't really want my tax dollars going to that.
That is a big argument that a lot of younger college student age people make is like, first of all, this is not our fight. Second of all, you're killing people with my tax money, which is a big moral conundrum for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting you brought that up. I'll ask you one more question. So where do you get your news from? And then how often do you check those or that outlet?
It's embarrassing, but I get a lot of my news from social media, particularly like Twitter and stuff. That's when I found out about like the bombing on Rafah, and just everything like that was going on over there. And it depends. I checked it a lot more when it was like active, like the Palestine-Israel thing. Not that it's not active now. I don't mean to make myself sound ignorant, but I definitely haven't been checking it as often. That'll probably change as
oh, good catch.
as the election happens, but yeah, just whenever.
Hey,
Thanks, brother.
no problem.
Appreciate it.
I didn't see this until I got to a bathroom. It's stuck to my necklace.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I just walked away with it. There's that again.
Perfect.
I stole it from you twice.
Do you want me to take
Sorry
it off?
about that.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
course.